do it. Must be very attractive. First thing you see in the morning is me wiping the sleep out of my eyes. Oh, I've come to the right place. That's what I'm looking for. 55-year-old bald man wiping the sleep out of his eyes. I'm watching some very high-quality content. I'm going to turn around. I don't like the light that I'm working with here. To try it this way might be a little prettier. Yeah, it looks kind of cool. Give 64 Wine Club a little publicity. See the sunrise over my shoulder. This looks kind of nice. I should have this be a more participatory live show. Have you guys pick my location. Go from spot to spot. So you're getting warmer. You're getting colder. Just right. I don't know if I'm right. I mix my metaphors. Talking about the three bears and their porridge. And I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just waking up. Good morning, Skeeter. You look like you're wearing a bald guy helmet. I am. Again, I've talked about it before. I always wanted to be blonde, but I was born with such a beautiful head of hair. Tempted to move over to this pretty fountain, but the splashing might be interrupting me. So maybe I'll just sit here. Yeah, I have a huge, beautiful head of hair. And I felt bad for all the men my age that didn't have the same beautiful head of hair and were thinning or going gray. And I had these flowing locks of blondness. I looked like Fabio, but with a better build and even more sexy. And so I went to the store and bought a bald guy helmet. And that's what I wear proudly every day, just to make the balding men and the graying men and the men less fortunate than me feel a little bit better about themselves. That's how kind I am. Good morning to you. And Michael Smith, thank you for following the Live Creator. Anybody that follows my page, I so appreciate you. I'm plugging along. I don't know why this is plugging along. It's kind of like, I'm mixing metaphors, and I don't even know if that's the right term. I'm being a jockey, going on a racehorse, but I'm saying I'm plugging along, which doesn't go hand in hand. But either way, I'm slowly climbing. I have like 8,100 followers right now. I was supposed to have 10,000 by March 31st. That was my goal, and I did not achieve it. Well, thank you, Darren. I am rocking that bald head. I did not achieve it, but it's okay. I set lofty goals, and sometimes I make them, and a lot of the times I don't. But that's okay. This sounds whatever. If you're shooting for the stars and you fall a little short, you're doing okay. No, I haven't come out of the closet yet. Well, thank you. Kimmy, thank you so much for following the Live Creator. I so appreciate that. But anyway, good morning to you. My name is Ken Tracy, and this is Coffee with Ken. It is Sunday morning. It is 6:35 a.m. It is August 13th. I think it's August 13th. Happy Sunday. This is a little show I've been doing for quite some time. It is a show about me sharing stuff and kind of sharing a little bit about my feelings and about the morning and about life and about moving forward and about overcoming challenges and dealing with stuff and feeling better and getting stronger and being determined and having faith and loving yourself and forgiving yourself and hopefully being a positive, little spot in the universe because, I don't know, enough of us are positive little spots. The world will be a better place. Lori Haley asked, my eyes are foggy today. I think it's Lori Haley asked if I'm downtown. Why, yes, I'm downtown. Coming at you from Naperville, Illinois. I'm in downtown Naperville where I just grabbed my coffee. Gonna do a quick tour. It's a beautiful morning, cool enough to wear a sweatshirt. The skies are blue. The flowers are pretty behind me. The river is kind of algae filled, but still, and kind of stagnant. Not at its prettiest, but it's still beautiful to have here. The brick of Hotel Indigo and what have you looks especially cool in this sunlight. I'm borrowing a table, and I've been here before, of 64 Wine Club, which is or Wine Bar, which is a kind of neat little restaurant. I used to come with my ex-wife and enjoy sampling some wines and I don't know, some foods, and it's kind of a neat little place that brings back memories for me. Nice thing about doing a coffee show at 6:30 in the morning on a Sunday is you get really the best table in the house. You don't have to tip the maitre d'. It says, please see host before seating. I don't know if you'll be able to see this. I don't know. It'll probably be reversed. You probably can't see it anyway, but I didn't have to see the host before seating. Yeah, Naperville is about 40 minutes. I'm sorry, did I miss a question? Hey, Kristen, thank you for following the live. Yeah, we're about 35 miles west of Chicago. I'm gonna have to get rid of that. That's just distracting. Hey, Ken, I don't know if Captain Ken is watching or working. Well, Johnny B, if he's not watching live, hopefully he's tuning into YouTube and watching the rebroadcast of it or listening to it as he's driving his truck through Philadelphia or New Jersey or wherever he's from. But hello, Johnny B, and thank you for joining. But anyway, for those that have been watching a while, you know this isn't just a show about me talking and sharing some things. I mean, sharing a little bit about life and sharing all that stuff I talked about before. For those that have been watching a while, you know it is a show about me sharing my love of coffee as well. And with that in mind, I got a nice hot cup of coffee in front of me, and I'm so excited to take my first sip at this early hour. I hope wherever you are, whatever you're doing, because I really, really, really need it this morning. I'm foggy-brained, I'm feeling groggy, and I need my caffeine. So I hope wherever you are, whatever you're doing, you got a hot cup of coffee in front of you as well. Cheers to us. Really let that go through my body. And it feels good. Feels good. Hello, Hunt. Do I like Panera coffee? I like coffee. I like Starbucks because it's a cool place. It's a happy place for me. It's a good place. It's a place where you get free refills and you get big cups of water and you get to people watch and I don't know, there's kind of a fun vibe there, and it's a great place to go on a first date or a business meeting or some time you have alone. So that's why I go to Starbucks. But I just really like coffee. Good morning, Heather. Thank you. Coffee is a happy thing, Vita. Hunt, I'm from Naperville, Illinois. And again, as I was saying, it's a town just west of Chicago, and it's a town of 145,000 people that wins a lot of awards as the best place to raise a family or what have you. And it's a beautiful downtown, and I get to enjoy it, several days a week. And I like to share it with you all. Let's see. Share it with all of you. Oh, what are we saying? Sorry, I'm getting a little distracted. But that's okay. Sometimes in life we get a little distracted. And that's okay, because that's part of life. But I think it's important to be able to return to the task at hand, or what you're working on, or the conversation you're with, or what you're doing. And again, in life, when I say distracted, I kind of meant just for 15 seconds here, and I was reading a comment that threw me off, and I got distracted for 15 seconds. But we can get distracted in the bigger picture as well. We can set out a mission to, graduate college, for instance, and we can fall off our path and screw up and drink too much and party too much our sophomore year and drop out of school and screw off for 2 years and get distracted, if you will. But we can come back to that mission, and maybe it'll be a few years later, and we can get our degree from college, and we can go on and accomplish all the things we wanted to, whether it's be a teacher, or a doctor, or a lawyer, or a accountant, or whatever. But we're still just got distracted. So there can be short periods of distraction, and there can be long periods of distraction. And I think it's important in life to, in both cases, to return to the mission at hand. And I got distracted a minute ago, but I'm back. Well, so it's Sunday morning. Christine asked, what am I up to today? For those that have been watching a while, you know what I do on Sundays. Sundays are my day with my little nugget of love, Augie. I am divorced, twice divorced, and God blessed me with 4 beautiful children. I have 2 older girls, 17 and 14, and 2 younger beautiful babies. And I have one of my babies today, and we have he's almost my best friend. He's 2.5. He has Down syndrome. And he's almost my best friend, because he's such a little sweet nugget of love, and such a great partner in crime and companion and little buddy. And being with him makes me a better person. And I don't know, I love sharing him with other people, and I get watery-eyed. Because he has such a joy and such a passion and such a, emotional. I think I'm a lot like him in a lot of ways. We're both very emotional and very joyous usually, but if we're sad, we get very sad. He goes like this. He hears a loud noise or dog barking, he makes that cutest little face. We're both good eaters. When I give him a spoonful of whipped cream, he goes, and I scoop it in. Yeah. And he's so fun to walk around with. And if you're pushing him in a stroller, he's the happiest little nugget of love, and just kind of contented watching people and doing things. But he's an active little boy as well, and he loves his Sundays with his dada, because he gets out of the house and he mixes it up with the world, and he experiences the world in a really neat way to be a part of. Because a lot of times, I'm sitting in front of this beautiful pot of flowers, or this, river, or this beautiful brick building, and so many times we take that for granted and we don't notice such things. But I'll tell you what, my son Augie notices such things, and he notices them in the smallest thing. He'll grab some leaves off a tree, or touch a bush, or just experience things with his senses in a way that's inspirational to me. Because again, I think so often we take it for granted, and yeah, he doesn't. So he's fun to hang out with. Somebody up there said, which Starbucks? New York doesn't give free refills. Do you have the app? Do you have the app? If you have the app, I believe they give free refills everywhere. Some people don't have the app, and I always... Oh, a hummingbird was just there. Good morning, I love life. Yes, I'm in Naperville, Illinois. Thank you, Kristen, for keeping... Kristen, if you keep this up, I'm going to make you a moderator. Most of my moderators are there to screen the troublemakers that come to my page that want to cause trouble, because I don't know why, because some people in life like to do that. But Kristen could be a valuable asset for me. Kristen, I'm going to send you a follow. Yeah, you're a real human. Okay. I'm going to follow you back. We might upgrade Kristen to a moderator so she can, screen the troublemakers, because I don't really care what they say about me or their insults, but I just don't want them distracting. You know, I'll post a nice video about, I don't know, stopping drinking or stopping smoking pot or being better or doing good things. And they'll make some totally unconnected comment, and people that love me and support me will argue with them, and then it becomes a big argument about what this troll wants to talk about. And nobody's watching the video that's about a guy getting better, or a guy not drinking, or a guy working hard, or a guy doing his best. And I just don't want that. Getting ready to storm. Oh, I love a good storm. I love a good storm. I love thunderstorms. I love weather. I like snow. I like snow. I lived in Southern California just for like 6 or 7 months in the early 90s when I was figuring out what I wanted to do up in life. And there was no weather in Southern California. They didn't even have any storms. It was almost like this every day, which is perfect. Like 60s, 70s, 60s in the morning, 70s in the afternoon. It's perfect. But again, if life was perfect, it'd be boring. And I think we can get some inspiration for that. And when we're dealt a bad hand and we feel like life's kicking our ass, thank God for the ass kicking we're taking, because if it was always a perfect hand, if you always had a 4 aces or a royal flush, just think how sucky it'd be if you were dealt. You were in a poker game and you were eternally being dealt 4 aces, and the guy across from you always had a royal flush. But anyway, yeah, if life was always perfect, it'd be kind of boring. And the challenges we face and the challenges we deal with and the struggles we go through make us stronger and better. Hello, Charlie B. from Mississippi. And hello, Gummy Bear from South Elgin. South Elgin is a river town. Elgin's a river town along the Fox River. And I used to fish all the time. Once I drove up to South Elgin and waded all over the river, Fox River there, and fished, caught a bunch of smallmouth along the dam. I remember this, in this little spot along the shallows, there was this big muskie. And I don't know how many people, hello, Cedar Falls. I don't know how many people are fishermen out there or have fished or know anything about fishing. But the muskie is kind of the biggest trophy fish in freshwater fishing. And they're the hardest fish to catch, and they're the biggest, gnarliest, teethiest fish there are out there. And there was a muskie. It was, I don't know if it was 40 inches, but it was pretty big, sitting along the shallows. And I was casting my lure at it. It couldn't have cared less about my lure. I was casting at it. Just sat there and looked at me. Almost could have gone up and grabbed it and said, "Hey, I caught a muskie." I don't know if that would count. Plus, it might have bit me. I would have been scared to. Again, they got big teeth. I wouldn't have known what to do with it. I remember I caught my first northern pike up in Houghton, Michigan. And it wasn't big. They call it like a snake. These type of fish, if they're not, pretty mature and getting bigger, are very thin and, I was going to say thin and skinny. Again, a little redundant. But they're called like snakes because they almost look like snakes. But I was kind of scared. I go, "Hey, it's got teeth. How do you hold this?" All my life I'd caught bass and bluegill and, those type of fish. And catching more of an apex predator of the water is frightening. A little freshwater shark. Let's have a little more coffee. Oh. So it's been a good week for me. Spent a lot of time with my two little babies. And I'm working on some things personally and coming to peace with the struggles that often go with divorce. And I'll say this, I think a lot of people out there after divorce dive back into the dating pool when they're bitter and angry. And one thing I'm really proud of about myself is I got separated almost 2 years ago and divorced about 6 months ago. And I knew that I was bitter and angry at a bunch of different things. And it's certainly not all her fault, I promise you that. But I think anytime somebody gets divorced, there's a bitterness and an anger that it didn't work out. And maybe we're angry at ourselves, and maybe we're bitter at ourselves or bitter at the world or pissed off that things didn't work out the way we planned. But I've been carrying around a lot of bitterness and a lot of anger at whoever or whatever over the last couple of years. And I'm trying to put that aside for me, I guess, for me first of all. And but also everybody else that's connected, because a bitter and angry Ken's not good. And I'll promise you, a bitter and angry Ken isn't good for his beautiful little babies. And so I'm trying to put that down. It's still residual. Let me tell you, we're all works in progress. We're all works in progress. And, but I'm trying to put it down. And, I don't know, I've been able to put it down for periods of time this week and enjoy my babies in a way that I wish I would have a long time ago. And, it feels good. Hey, Husker KC Cat, thank you for following the live creator. Christine asked if I'm feeling better. I am feeling a little better. I was quite sick yesterday, it turned out. I had a bad cold. I think I got it from my babies. They both were a little sick this week, and I was I don't know. When I'm hanging with my kids, I'm fully involved in them. We share food. If Augie pulls out a pretzel or a French fry out of his mouth and stares at it, I might eat it, which is cute and adorable unless he's sick and I get sick. And I think that's what happened to me. And yesterday I woke up feeling crappy, and I worked yesterday, and I kind of walked around work like a zombie for 2.5 hours. And I told somebody there, and I'm doing a entry-level job at a super target right now while I decide what I want to do. But the person I told, I could tell, was afraid of me and didn't want to get sick, and stayed over there. And I could tell, Target's a very whatever company, and they don't want all their employees getting sick, and I understand that. But anyway, I left after 2.5 hours. I went home and took a 2-hour nap and felt a little better, but kind of crept around the rest of the day feeling yucky. Went to Starbucks in the afternoon, tried to order a coffee. The coffee didn't feel very good, so I changed it to an Earl Grey tea with 3 bags of honey. I'll tell you what, that Earl Grey tea with 3 bags of honey tasted and felt so good. Tea is so much more medicinal than coffee at times. I mean, coffee obviously has its place and then some. But when you're not feeling well, something about the soothing effects of the hot tea going down your throat, it's really nice. Woke up this morning and I think I must have had a fever, and this is more information than maybe you want to know, but I think my fever broke and I was all wet and I was cold, and it felt kind of gross but kind of good all at the same time, and so I think I'm feeling better. Heather, I think that's interesting. All day, every day. Heather's a tea girl, all day, every day. Have I ever gotten COVID? I did, RJ. I did. I was never one that was concerned about COVID at all. And I think for those that are watching, the trolls that I have on my page are people that are mad at me because I wanted to keep the schools open here in Naperville. And my wife at the time and I did a rally to keep the schools open, and we had the Chicago news come, and we were on the news for a bit, and it's kind of cool. It was kind of cool. Should have worn my coffee with Ken sweatshirt and said, "Hey, Chicagoland, tune in live every morning. Coffee with Ken." But I didn't. It was about the kids. And we did a rally, and we had some weirdos show up, and I think those weirdos are still stalking me today. Good morning, Robert. Yeah, RJ, at all. As a matter of fact, I was fairly sure my 2 daughters, my 2 older girls, had COVID at the time. And my ex-wife said, "Hey, I think they might." And I said, let's have them over anyway. And we had them over anyway, and we all got COVID, and we all felt sick for a couple days, and we all felt better. Yeah, well, Christine, I appreciate that. Had stayed open. Yeah. I mean, I think hindsight's 20/20, and I think a lot of people are saying it now. But I said it then. I don't know. I feel horrible that my daughter's freshman year in high school was spent remote. And it wasn't just my daughter, it was your daughter and your son, and kids' college, and kids' proms and homecomings were canceled. I don't know. I just didn't think it was right. I didn't think it was right. And people died, and people couldn't go to funerals. And I don't know. Fountains were turned off. Playgrounds were taped up. Businesses were shut and lost. And this weird, gross thing to me is certain businesses did better than ever from it. And I don't like when the government picks winners and losers. And the government got involved and picked winners and losers. And Pfizer's making more money and coming up with new vaccines. And the government's paying for it all, which means we're paying for it all. And it kind of disgusts me. Yeah, RJ, I appreciate you saying that. My work made so much money. Yeah, I got one of my best friends. So I'm not mad at him, but his business couldn't be better. He's in the construction business. And he does a lot of work on schools. They're probably his biggest customer, schools as a whole. And the schools got so much money. And are doing so many expansions and this and that, and his construction business couldn't be better. And again, the government picked winners and losers. Thank you for being here, RJ. I so appreciate you. And I just don't like that. Not that RJ's leaving. I mean, I don't like that RJ's leaving, but that the government got so involved and picked the winners and losers in the world. So, anyway, a little more coffee. It's funny. What does brashados mean, RJ? You keep saying that. I almost Googled it this morning. Does anyone else out there besides RJ know what brochachos? Brochachos. Is that like muchachos, but brochachos? I don't know. I think he makes up words. Oh, hey, RJ's my BFF. We've never even met. I'm a BFF with a guy I've never even met. It's funny. Yeah, I won't say it. It's a crispy soft shell burrito. Ooh. I tell you what, a crispy soft shell burrito sounds good. I order my burritos with the tortilla a little extra crispy, and it is good. It is good. But anyway, it's about 7 o'clock. I wonder how much power I have left on my phone. No, I do not work today. Sundays are my day off, or one of my days off. And it's my day with my son, Augie. And I pick him up at 9 o'clock at his mama's house. I just had ankle surgery because I broke it, so I have time. Okay, any movie, TV, podcast recommendations? You want a fairly okay show to watch? I was watching Suits for a couple weeks and probably watched like 3 seasons of it, and I thought it was fairly okay. It's about the high-powered world of high-powered lawyers, and it was fairly okay. Good morning, Julie Flanagan. I was thinking about you this morning. I haven't talked to you in a while. That's been a popular recommendation. Yeah, it's good. It's not great, but it's interesting enough. It's easy watching. L.A. Law. There's been so many big lawyer movies. Shows and movies. It's an interesting subject, and I don't know. It's interesting. The star's kind of interesting, or the 2 stars are kind of interesting. But I don't watch too much TV. As far as podcasts, I'd watch mine. Go on YouTube, watch Coffee with Ken. Watch all my broadcasts. Slowly but surely, I'm becoming mega wealthy from this. My monetization is back on the upswing on YouTube. I'm posting some videos that are getting some traction, and more people are watching them, and literally like 1 penny at a time. I'm getting wealthy. It's going to take a while, 1 penny at a time, but I'm patient. I'm patient as a tortoise. I know life is a marathon. It's not a sprint. And I don't know. I'm going to keep at it until I get where I want to go. On YouTube a day, that triples your daily views. That's wisdom, RJ. That is wisdom. But do I want to post 3 lives on YouTube? Do I do the lives on YouTube when I have an audience of 4 or 5 people watching versus 56 that are watching right now? The conversation goes better with 56 watching. You have 4 people watching, 3 of them are going to be quiet, and you're basically just chatting back and forth. Okay. Well, I did a live last night, RJ. Oh, you might have been there, and that's why you asked how the milkshake was. I never actually got that milkshake, but that's a story for another video. That is a story for another video. That is true, RJ. That is true. So if I post more lives on YouTube that I do on TikTok and post them to YouTube, it'll increase my viewership there and my monetization and hopefully expose my audience and my brand. Your show is the same thing. Well, Chad, then maybe you need to find a different show. How about you try different things? Chad Carrick. Yeah. Oh, I see, Chad. I know who you are, Chad. Hello, Chad Carrick. What are you doing with your son today? Well, I'm going to start by going, I don't know. But I'm definitely going to church. I'm meeting my beautiful girl. I'm going to meet my beautiful oldest daughter at church, and I'm going to have Augie there, and that's going to be probably the highlight of my day. For anybody in Naperville that's looking for a church, I'd recommend Community Christian, and it's a good church, and it feels good going, and it's got a great kid room, and they got good music and good people hanging out there, and I don't know. That's what I'm going to do with my son, and I'm not going to look too much past it today, or past that today. But that's what I'm looking forward to, and yeah. So let's have a little more coffee. One more sip. Chad, it wasn't an honest suggestion. You're a fake account. Come on. It wasn't an honest suggestion. How can an honest suggestion be coming from a fake account and a fake name? Your name's not Chad Carrick. You don't have a picture. You have no followers, and you don't follow anybody. So look within. You're not making an honest... A fake person can't make an honest suggestion. Can we be real about that, Chad? Look from within. Look from within. Look within. Stop looking at me and blaming your problems on me. I'm not your problem, Chad. I'm not your problem, Chad. You're your problem. You know? If you were real, Chad, if you were a real human being, your suggestion would be better. Because you're just a hater, and you hate me. And your life must not be very good if you tune into my show every day to hate on me. You know, and it's sad. Why no shake, no day? Long story. We got kind of distracted. She showed up and she was hungry. She wanted more than a shake. So we went I had an Italian beef. She had a burger. She got a shake as well. I did not get a shake. I was satisfied with my Italian beef. Wasn't a super hot date. But it was still nice getting out. Wasn't Portillo's. Good guess. How high in your face do you scrub? Something about how high in my face do I scrub? We talked about where does the forehead end on a bald man a week ago. Yeah. I don't know. How high in my face? Where does my face end is a better question. Is this my face? Good morning, Kayla. I appreciate you joining. But anyway, I'm feeling good. I'm excited about my day. Arm wrestle for $100. I'd hurt myself arm wrestling. Yes, I am, Flower Boy. I am at 64 by Vasilis. What's my favorite costume for a bald person? I'm not really good on Halloween. I don't plan well enough. I never do my costume well, and I'm always half-assed, so I'm always kind of ashamed of it. But I'd say my favorite costume for a bald person would be a good Mr. Clean outfit. I'd need some bigger muscles. I don't know if he has a mustache. I'd certainly need a gold earring, because I think he has all those things. But I think Mr. Clean would be a good costume for me. I'd like that. Wow, I have 72 people watching. I'd hate to sign off with 72 people watching, but my phone's going to sign you off one way or the other because I feel the battery power on my phone is going bloop, 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 bloop. Hey, Menda, thank you so much for following the Live Creator. I so appreciate anybody that follows the Live Creator. It means a ton to me. Again, I enjoy... I enjoy social media. I enjoy, I don't have a charger on me. My charger's over at Starbucks. I walk from Starbucks. I leave my bag with my computer and my keys and my wallet. Oh, real quickly. Somebody was parked in my favorite parking spot today. Oh, yeah, I'm that particular, and I'm that much of a pain in the ass that I was mad at this person for being in my parking spot. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I was. Just think how I feel when they're in my favorite chair in Starbucks. Oh, sometimes I'll talk to them about it. You know, you're in my favorite chair. Don't worry about it. It's not mine, but I do like it. Oh, you sit there. Be comfortable. Enjoy it. And then I give them the evil eye the whole time. If your person in your spot was hot, would that be okay? In the car or the chair? If she was in my, assuming it's a she, if she was hot and in my chair and she didn't mind me sitting next to her, giving her the evil eye, that would be okay. No, Menda, I'm not in Tennessee. I'm in Naperville, Illinois, and that's just west of Chicago. And I go live most mornings, and I appreciate you for all for joining in today and following along in my story and hopefully following my page and following me on various social media platforms because I have a ton of fun doing it. Somebody named Tracy just joined. I almost got to keep talking to flirt with Tracy. My last name's Tracy. But Tennessee probably is a top 5 state. I'd say North Carolina probably is too. And I think they touch. And I like the same thing about both of them, maybe. Huh. But anyway, I hope you guys had a wonderful night's sleep. I hope you are feeling good. I hope you're excited about your day. You're feeling some energy. You're feeling good. And I'll just wrap it up quickly. That you are loving yourself, because if you can't love if you don't love yourself, you're going to be not the best version to those that you love around you and the world as a whole. And I think it's important to forgive yourself, because if you don't forgive yourself for yesterday's sin, you're going to have a problem loving yourself today. And again, I hope you're feeling good. Hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thanks so much for joining. And as always, I hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.